Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, Project Crypto, the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, has really given a signal, and I'm not sure if everyone's caught on to it. This is the signal to the world from the world's most powerful regulator that we are moving forward in the digital asset space, that the world's most powerful capital markets is embracing the digital asset space. And I'm not sure people are paying attention to it. Listen, on July 31st, 2025, SEC Chair Paul Atkins unveiled Project Crypto, a commission wide move or push to move the United States market on chain. He explicitly says most crypto assets are not securities, back self custody and staking, and wants side by side trading of non securities and crypto asset securities. Remember that phrase? On SEC regulated venues, supports tokenization, and proposes an innovation exemption. So new models can go to market fast while rules are modernized. This agenda aligns with the PWG, President's Working Group report, and the newly signed Genius Act for a gold standard stablecoin regime. So Project Crypto, and again, it's like it's regulator wide. It's throughout the regulators. It's not. I mean, the SEC is leading on this rules and proposed rules, but this is an agency wide initiative. So the goal is to modernize security rules. Think about that. Modernize securities rules so the United States market can operate on chain. Remember we talked about Ripple? The move to that move that was important for them to stop chasing stuff and come on chain. Right? Staff directed to propose rules for distribution, custody, trading in the coming months, and use interpretive slant exemptive relief in the interim. So archaic rules, quote unquote, don't smother innovation. I just how can we be more clear? How can we not be just absolutely bullish? Regulatory posture on what is a security. This is a quote from Paul Chair Atkins. Despite what the SEC has said in the past, most crypto assets are not securities. End of quote. Chair Atkins wants clear guidance to categorize assets like digital collectibles, digital commodities, stablecoins, and to clarify when outstanding promises slant commitments, big one, make a token part of an investment contract. The fact that it's even worded like that is just massive. They're covering all the grounds, checking all the boxes. Safe harbors and purpose fit disclosures for ICOs, airdrops, network rewards, etc., with the goal that the US users aren't excluded and projects don't feel forced offshore into premature DAOs. Tokenization fast track. Think about that. That's a big one for sure. Tokenization. The staff will work with firms seeking to distribute tokenized securities in the United States and provide relief where appropriate. He notes that Wall Street and Silicon Valley are already lined up with tokenization requests. Probably why Ripple just today released an undo finance video from the CEO and founder on the Ripple channel, talking about what they're going to be doing on the XRPL. I don't know if there's been a video made about that. If it has been from Eddie or Jungle Inc., I missed it. Interesting. Custody modernization and self-custody affirmed. They are going to move and push for self-custody, or at least allow for those who want to self-custody, those of us who want to self-custody, allow us to do so. Massive. Explicit support, there it is, for self-custodial wallets. Explicit support for self-custodial wallets and staking as a core American value. Directs the staff to update custody rules for broker-dealer, slant advisors, and consider relief to expand custodian options beyond the current bottlenecks from the SOB 121 called, and SOB 121 was called out in that. Okay. You remember that massive debacle. Super apps. They're calling platforms like Coinbase super apps. It says here a single licensed intermediary should be able to offer trading in non security crypto assets and crypto asset securities and traditional securities plus staking and lending all under one roof. He asked staff for guidance to make side by side trading possible on SEC regulated platforms and enable the CFTC venues to list certain assets with margin, even absent new congressional authority. DeFi belongs in U.S. markets. Think, are you kidding me right now? DeFi belongs in U.S. markets. Calls for space for pure code publishers, workable lines between intermediated versus disintermediated activity, and rules for on-chain systems like, for example, automated market makers, rather than forcing intermediaries where they aren't needed. Further in this speech, he mentions potential Reg and NMS amendments to accommodate on-chain trading. I love the innovation exemptions. Right? Previously, people were running from the states because they weren't sure about this new thing. Innovative exemption, a principles-based exemption, so registrants and non-registrants can launch new models fast while meeting core policy aims like periodic reporting, whitelisting, verified pools, token standards with compliance features like ERC 3643. Policy alignment ties the agenda to the President's Working Group and the Genius Act, which was framed as a gold standard stablecoin regime. Seeks crypto market structure legislation by year end and promises to reshore, bring those guys back. Reshore firms pushed away by regulation, by enforcement, operation, and Operation Choke Point, like Operation Choke Point. So, why is this a big deal? Tone shift. This is the most pro-innovation posture we've seen from an SEC chair. Categorical statement that most tokens aren't securities. Plans for safe harbors, self-custody, DeFi inclusion, and a one-license super app model. If even half of this survives rulemaking and court scrutiny, United States liquidity and valuation across the sector should benefit. Near-term relief plus longer-term rules, right? These exemptions, that's kind of like near-term relief. He's signaling immediate interpretive / exemptive relief while former rules are drafted. So changes could start to hit months and not years. Tokenization plus market plumbing. Explicit intent to amend market structure, EEG, the Reg NMS, to make on-chain trading and tokenized securities first-class citizens. What a blessing. That's not just crypto. It's equities, it's credit, it's funds. And I get it. These are things that they're pushing to the the PWG, and they're pushing these rules, and they're going to work something. But the fact that they have this very, very broad place to work from, to paint from, and then they're going to get it down to some rules and stuff, and along the way provide for innovation exemption is just massive. Now, what could it mean for XRP or the company Ripple, stablecoins, and DeFi in practice? The XRPL and other layer ones, if the baseline presumption shifts toward non-security, unless there are specific ongoing promises, assets like XRP benefit from regulatory clarity and venue access. Side-by-side listing with securities on SEC-regulated platforms would be a major liquidity unlock. Inference from the speech's most crypto assets are not securities and side-by-side trading goals. It's a big deal. It really is. It's a signal. I'm telling you, it's the signal to BlackRock and to Fidelity and to State Street that the digital asset space is coming, that we're moving these markets on chain. And we were here for it, fam. We were here for this move. Stablecoins with the Genius Act framework and the PWG alignment expect clear rails for United States stablecoins, bullish for on-chain payments and treasury, and for exchanges slant super apps to integrate stablecoin services natively. For DeFi, formal recognition that automated market makers and other non-intermediated systems belong in U.S. markets with protection for code publishers. Big deal. We'll see what they're going to do with Mr. Storm, Roman Storm. We'll see, because he's still being held. Expect a path for compliant DeFi front ends and institutional participation, like verified pools, ERC 3643 style controls. Guys, my friends, I just got to tell you that I think this is big. I think it's massive. I'm not sure if enough people are really paying attention to it. Just imagine the world's most powerful capital markets, the biggest, most extensive, and successful, the largest in terms of capital inflows. The signal that they're going to be doing this stuff on chain doesn't matter what it is. TradFi is moving on chain. Institutions will be coming on chain, and they're going to be buying a lot of the stuff, the assets that we already have. It's powerful. It's a big signal, and I'm just not sure people really understand how massive this is, because it is a signal. Look, we still got to get things in place, get the rules. But boy, did they have a big picture. And that, I'm telling you, that speech, the talk, the article, it just really encompassed all the things that we hoped that it would encompass. Does it still have to go through some courts? I think so. I think that will it still have to go through Congress? Sure. But this is a big step forward for the digital asset space. I'm glad we're here for it. And I'm glad you're here for it as well. All right, fam, listen. I'm going to end this one like I do. That wraps up your XRP, Ripple, Flare, DeFi, crypto news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's one of the greatest ways to support the channel. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to, and watching the Crypto Seeds, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.